Hey guys, welcome back to the farm. We have had a crazy day, and I know it really doesn't look like it right now, but we have had thunderstorm warnings, tornado watches, and they are going in effect way into the evening, and we're making an executive decision. I really don't want to be laying in bed and hearing that wind whipping around and wondering if our tarps are ripped off and how the Cornish are doing. So we're going to move them. We've got a spot in our barn that was initially meant for the Cornish cross, and you can see what I'm saying here. This water is collecting. Let's get in here and move it. But we had a spot initially in the barn that was supposed to be our brooder area, and it just didn't work out how we wanted it to work. And so we haven't really used it for a brooding area. These chickens are obviously bigger than what is normally in a brooding area, but we're gonna set that up. And tonight we are gonna move these birds in here. We have, I don't know, probably about 90 of them. So it's gonna make a lot more work for us. But if something were to happen, that could really set us back a long ways. So let's go check out that area in the barn. It's in with the pigs. Let's check out what we're gonna do there, and then we're gonna get these birds moved. Like I said, it's kind of calm right now, but storms are expected to ramp up this evening and through the night. So got a lot of work to do, but we wanna make sure we keep these chickens safe. Let's go check it out. All right, everyone's out eating. We fed them a little bit early, just so we could make sure they eat and have food tonight. But this is not about the piglets this time. This is about the chickens. So inside the barn here, we had this room sectioned off for birds, and for chicks it just didn't work. The chicks were able to get out of gaps. We actually had some rat issues, and I'm thinking or hoping those have been solved. But this is a 10 by 10 area. We've got about 80 chicks. You can see it's a little bit wet. Some of these pig, you can see that it's been raining so hard. We've got some water in here. Luckily these pigs are old enough. It's not that big a deal. They got some drier areas up here they can get to. Water coming in here. We got to figure that out so we don't have that issue. But we're going to put some pine shavings down in here. Depending on how long they need to stay in here, I can open this door up and they can go out, but I'm hoping it is just for tonight, and tomorrow we can get them back out into the chicken tractors. So I'm gonna put some pine shavings down, get some feeders, waters, and we're gonna start hauling chickens. So let's get going. All right, guys, that is all of them. There are 80 some birds. I lost count. This obviously is not our ideal situation, but that's the first time I've ever taken birds off of pasture and not to process, just to keep them safe. So you can, I don't know if you can hear it or not, but the wind has kind of picked up quite a bit. They've got room. They've got plenty of room over here. This is not a permanent, long-term thing. Like I said, if for some reason their houses get ruined, we can open this door up and let them go out. The reason I'm not doing that right now is because if they go out this afternoon, whoo, there goes the wind, blowing this door open. If they go outside this afternoon and it starts pouring rain and they're not used to coming up in here, they could get stuck out in that rain and not really know where to go to get their shelter. So I just came across my camera. We've got tornado watches until 9 p.m. and later into the night. So we thought this was the best idea for today. It's nice to have this spot available. They got plenty of food, plenty of water, and we'll just play it by ear and see how the night goes. I know there's been crazy tornadoes and crazy weather across the country, so I hope wherever you're watching, you guys are safe. Knock on wood, 90% of the time these storms will split and go around us. We're praying for that. It's weird to think now it's hot out and sunny, and we've got crazy weather coming. So anyway, we're gonna come back tomorrow, show you what happens, and hopefully we'll move those tractors and get these chickens back outside on the pasture. Good morning, guys, and welcome back to the farm. We are good. Glad we moved these birds. We started seeing some pictures from about an hour away from us about the winds, so Jamie and I ran out here last night and we took the tarps off the top of all the tractors. We figured better safe than sorry. We did not want to lose any of the tarps. So anyway, like I said, long story short, everybody is good. Everybody is wet, but it was kind of a scary night. So we hope if you were dealing with any of that, that you guys are doing okay. I guess maybe it's because I'm getting older. Those things stress me out a little bit more, and not just worried about myself. We've got kids to worry about and animals to worry about. So hope you're doing good. We've got a lot of work that we made for ourselves, but the best part is we did not lose any chickens. So heading back here, we talked a couple videos ago about needing to get this mowed down. It's just about as tall as the fence. But that's gonna have to wait another day or two because we need things to dry out. And hopefully the rest of this week we will be drying out. So little piglets got wet. When you get that much rain, I know some places got 6 to 8 inches of rain. I'm not sure if we got that much, but fortunately it was our oldest group of piglets, so they will be good. You can come in here and see the water ran in through here. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe I need to bring dirt in and build this up. I'm not 100% sure, but their spot is wet. They were laying up here where they were pretty much in the dry area. Water ran all the way halfway down the barn. The youngest piglets have some dry spots to get to, so they're good. And then Delilah's, just her doorway was wet. So they are also good, but the biggest, look at that. Oh, you know what? I said, look at that big old fat pig. Well, that is one of Smitten's pigs who has come and joined Barb's litter. We'll get him out of here. I was gonna say, man, that one's growing a lot faster than the other ones. But anyway, big story today is the chickens. A lot of work getting them in. It's gonna be a lot of work getting them out. We gotta put that tarp up. But let's check them out. You can see it's wet in here. It is warm in here, so I had cracked this window. Also put the fan in here. You can see all the shavings are wet. Chickens are kind of damp, but everybody is alive. So that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna get those tarps put back on the chicken tractors, and we're gonna work on hauling 80 plus birds back out to the pasture. So good news, everyone's alive. Glad we moved them in. So let's get those tarps back on the tractors and start our day by moving chicks back out on the pasture. All right, guys, we have the tarps on, and now it is just time to get the chickens out like nothing ever happened. It actually worked out well because I was able to turn. It's a lot easier turning these things without the chickens in there. So we've got both tarps turned, both tractors turned, tarps on, and it is time to bring the chickens back out on the pasture. So let's just do what we did yesterday in reverse. Okay guys, we are back out like nothing happened. Your biggest worry is stressing these birds out. I don't think we did with the moves. I think if we'd have left them out and these roofs would have come off and they'd have got soaked, they would have definitely been stressed out. So we're hoping that they are good from them eating and drinking and moving around like normal. I'm gonna assume that they are good. Cal, get out here. So anyway, here's the other group of them. It is nice to have them back outside where they should be, but it was also nice to be able to put them in there and make sure that everyone was doing okay. So it was a little chilly this morning. It has started to warm up and that sun is coming out. So I actually are going to bring out our next batch from the brooder. So that means we got to get this tractor ready as well. So we've got chickens, and more chickens today. So let's get that tractor ready. We won't show you that. We're gonna pull it right next to this tractor so they're all going down the pasture at the same spot to make a one-stop feeding. And then we will get those out of the brooder and onto the pasture. Alright guys, we've got all the new chickens outside. As always, they kind of take a minute to get used to what in the world is this new surrounding. The ground is kind of wet, but these birds will be good. It is kind of windy today, but with the wind, it's going to help dry out that ground fast. The sun is out. These guys are just around 3 weeks old. That's why we've got the tarps on the side as well, just to make sure that they are doing good. So a little bit scary evening, but it is starting to turn out to be a beautiful day, beautiful rest of our week. There's a little extra work getting those tarps taken off of the other tractors, but it was definitely worth it not to lose any birds. So guys, we've had some people telling us these are not free range chickens, and that is totally correct. We call this safe ranging. These birds are prey animals, and so they are constantly thinking something is going to get them. So that is why we move them in chicken tractors. If we left this door open, you can see the door's open now, they don't go out. They stay where the food is, they stay where the water is. These tractors are just to keep them safe and also to keep them moving off of their manure and onto fresh pastures. So no, we do not claim these are free range chickens. We claim they're safe range chickens. So it's our job to get them to new grass and off of their manure. We are not saying this is the way you have to raise your chickens. You just raise them the best way you know how, and that is the most efficient for your farm. We're still learning things every day, and we hope that we're able to share some of that information with you, and maybe that's something you'll want to implement on your farm if you're raising birds. So you're right, they're not free range, they are safe range. So anyway, we are glad the storms are past. Check these birds, how they're doing. They have been out and in and out, and looks like they are adapting just fine. So they're a little bit wet. Like I said, the ground is still wet, but thank goodness it is warm enough that that does not matter if they're a little bit wet. So it actually might help cool them down as the temperatures go up a little bit. So got a couple weeks before these ones are butchered and put into our freezers. But man, it was, not gonna lie, we were a little bit worried last night. We're glad everything is good. The animals are good. Some of our animals are soaking wet, so we're gonna clean out brooders. We are going to get some animals to some new areas where they have a dry space to get. But we appreciate you guys following along. Glad everything's okay, and don't forget to make the change.